Hi friends, it's your buddy Matt, the global ergonomist and ergo coach. Welcome to another Strong Qi Gong here on the Intracoastal Waterway, outside my hometown of St. Augustine, Florida, where I grew up. Today's class was a bit of a classic. We did something that we started out and I've done for years at Haywood Health and Fitness Center up in North Carolina and at Funkytown Fitness here in St. Augustine. We started out with one that we call Gathering the Qi, and it's from the Tai Chi and Qigong tradition. From Gathering the Qi, we went into the Shaolin bucket hold. It's one of their warm-ups from Shaolin Temple, Europe, that we've modified to make it fun and easy. We also did Cleansing the Lungs from the Qigong tradition, and then we moved into Digging in the Garden, a classic and favorite of ours. From Digging in the Garden, we went into the Tiger from the 5 Animal Frolics, one of the oldest series in Tai Chi and Qigong known. And we finished up with Draw Back and Push from the Tai Chi tradition. So I hope you'll find this fun and interesting and enjoy. Don't forget, we always start with our 3 visualizations, sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath, then moving through the classic Qigong visualization of cleansing the inner body, as Buck is doing back there right now. And then we finished up with blowing on the embers of all 3 cauldrons, the cauldron of the heart, the cauldron of the mind, and the cauldron of the body. So I hope you find this one fun and engaging. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, the notification bell, comment and share. We love having this community growing on YouTube, and we love having you join us for Strong Qi Gong. We'll begin, as always, with our 3 visualizations. The 3 visualizations we always start with is sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. That's number 1. Then a Qigong classic, cleansing the inner body. That's number 2. And blowing on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the mind, and the body. That's number 3. And then we get into our routine, which is going to be a classic. You're going to recognize we've done this one forever. I thought we'd just return to it and enjoy it. So this one we know as sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. Step 1, we slow our breath down. Long, slow, deep, and silent. The breath cycle of the parasympathetic nervous system that's housed in your brainstem, down deep, the reptilian brain they call it. We get our breath going. We take some long, slow, deep, silent breaths in the manner of the parasympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system. Then we start to focus on each breath cycle. And as we know, yin and yang, yin-hale and yang-hale, that we can extend the yang-hale, that is the exhale. When we do, the neuroscientists call that respiratory sinus arrhythmia. And we're making each exhale a little longer. Remember the reserve capacity at the bottom lobes of your lungs. Remember the 2 floating ribs detached from your rib cage. At the bottom of every breath, you might purse lips, as if blowing through a straw, puff a little more air out. Then when you go to inhale, notice how much deeper your inhale is. So as we say in Strong Qi Gong, the key to taking a deep breath is not how much we draw in. The key to taking a deep breath is how much we puff out at the bottom of every breath cycle. Continue to do so. And if you might, you can close your eyes and use this classic visualization we call sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. With every inhale, you draw that samurai sword across the stone. When you get to the end of your inhale, you turn the blade over and you push it from you with your exhale. When you get to the end of your exhale, you turn the blade again and inhale back, drawing the sword across the stone, flipping the blade at the end of each breath cycle and pushing it from you with every exhale, drawing it to you with every inhale, flipping the blade in between. This is a entrusted samurai sword. Someone passed it down through generations, and it's your turn to care for it. This sword represents your mind. You're sharpening your mind on the stone of your breath. So with every flipping of the blade, you start to focus. The end of every exhale, the end of every inhale, look for the fleeting moment. That is sharpening the mind on the stone of the breath. You're using your midbrain to actually drench your forebrain with dopamine. This is the pursuit molecule, and this is a way to get your mind sharp. So continue to do so in this manner, and then when you feel ready, you can invite your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open like a butterfly leaving a flower. Welcome back. We'll begin with our warm-ups as always, the yoga neck roll. We take a deep breath in, our head floats like a balloon. We purse the lips, we slowly exhale, dropping the chin down to the chest. When we inhale again, we inhale and sweep one ear past one shoulder. We exhale slowly across the chest, inhale opposite ear past opposite shoulder. Exhale slowly through pursed lips, inhale ear past shoulder. Exhale across from side to side, calibrating the 3 semicircular canals in your inner ear, the little rocks that roll around. They're called otoliths. That means hearing rocks, and you actually rock across. Get those 3 semicircular canals moving in concert with the rise and fall of your diaphragm. So your phrenic nerve and your vagus nerve, those are 2 cranial nerves. They're moving in concert with one another. Your inner ear and your diaphragm are moving in concert with one another. You're synchronizing everything. It's a great place to start as we work our way down the kinetic chain. We started at the upper kinetic chain. And on your next exhale, you can pause your chin to your chest. Inhale your chin upright as we work into the upper respiratory sinus. Begin with your shoulder blades. Loop them forward and upward with every inhale. Bring them around back. Squeeze them downward and backward with every exhale. Make as big a deliberate circle as you can with your shoulder blades. Loop them with your breath. Inhaling and rising, exhaling and falling. Beautifully done. Now, as you do so, work into your elbows now. Cross wrists, gentle fists, big elbow loops. Same breath. Inhaling. You might even look upward if you like. And then exhale down. Open that chest and respiratory sinus. And the next time your hands drop, open your palms upward as you cross wrists. Make big arm circles. Same breath. Inhale. And then exhale down. Continue. And if your knees follow along and tend to rise and fall with your breath, invite them to. That's part of the move. Beautifully done. Now, after a few of these arm circles, just go back to crossing wrists with a gentle fist and make those elbow circles as we bring everything back to the trunk. So first, some elbow circles, and then finish up where you started with those shoulder circles and rolls. Beautifully done. Now we've got the upper respiratory sinus warmed up. We'll work towards the lower respiratory sinus. You can relax your hands at your side, turn towards one side and begin to scoop and toss from side to side behind you. Big looping circles with the hands. Don't forget to let the eyes follow the hands, and the hands can follow the breath. So your eyes can follow as you inhale up and exhale down behind you. Big circles with the hands, and then work your way up the upper extremities again and go into those elbow circles, one after the other, and invite it to turn your trunk, shift your weight. Beautifully done. Now, as you work your way up the upper extremities, go into the shoulder rolls, one after the other. Big looping circles. Invite yourself to turn your trunk, shift your weight. All of that is good because it's going to work you down into the lower thoracic and upper lumbar region as we transition into ragdoll. Let your arms flail. Keep the trunk turning. Beautifully done. Shift weight. Beautifully done. And then from ragdoll into pellet drum. Simply invite the hand to slap or tap the top of the opposite shoulder while the lower hand taps the hip behind you. Back of the hand winds up on a hip. You go from side to side. Beautifully done. Starting at the shoulder, work your way to the top of the chest, up around your collarbone. Well done. And then after the collarbone, down to those floating ribs, the bottom of the rib cage. Well done. Then down to the hips. After you've rocked from side to side, you've turned the trunk and done the pellet drum, we're into the lower half of the body. Invite the hands to float to the hips. Begin big hula hoop loops with the hips. Make them as big as you can. Take deep, slow, quiet, even breaths, long and slow, deep and silent. In whichever direction you chose, just simply pause and unwind what you've wound. Loop in the opposite direction. We call it stirring the bowl because pelvis is a Latin word for bowl. It's like you held the bell of a wine glass and you're swirling the wine around. Well done. Invite yourself now to settle in the middle. Step out a little wider on each side. Drop down to where you can bounce like a horse in an old western. For the great bear swings, we take a deep breath in. As we exhale, we turn our shoulders, drop down. As we inhale, turn our shoulders, rise to pause. Exhale, turn shoulders, drop down. Inhale, rise to pause, and continue from side to side. Beautifully done. The great bear swings from side to side, a Shaolin warm-up. So well done, so well appreciated. Feel the power in your hips as you shift weight, your lower dantian in complete control. On your next exhale, pause at the bottom. Inhale your trunk upright and begin to shift weight on a figure 8. Rock from one foot to the other, and when you go to change direction, round the corner so that you get a nice looping movement. I was watching some Tai Chi on social media, and I started to really focus on the hips. And I could see that this was a key to their movement, keeping the 3 smooth river rocks, the 3 smooth dantian, stacked perfectly on one another as they move through their formal routines. So this is a great way to do that. Shifting weight, we call it, on a figure 8 in Strong Qi Gong. Now invite yourself to settle into the middle. Before we leave horse stance, this is a classic they do in their warm-ups as well. You shift weight to one foot, raise the opposite toe, then shift to the other side, raise the other toe, and simply go back and forth. And it's a good way to energize the lower part of the body there. The lower kinetic chain. Shift weight, raise toe. And now you can settle into the middle. Bring your feet back to your center stance, about shoulder width. Shift weight to one foot, raise the opposite heel, loop the knee. Let ankle and foot follow along obediently. Whichever direction you chose, now just unwind what you've wound. Imagine it all draining down into the ground, and then shift weight to this foot. Raise the heel, loop the knee. Same thing, draining from the head and neck all the way down the body into the ankle, and unwind what you've wound. Go in the opposite direction. Perfect. Now we can settle into the middle. All that's left are the wrist, hands, and forearms. Remember your Lao Gong points, where your middle fingers meet your palm, are important energy centers, and we use them for our next visualization. Our hands drop as we exhale, knees soften. We inhale, hands rise. We exhale down. We continue to breathe in this manner. We're breathing between the 2 energy centers, the middle dantian, and the lower dantian. As you breathe in this manner, you may engage your upper dantian, the cauldron of the mind, the mind's eye center. If you're comfortable doing so, you can invite your eyes to close so you can use the power of this classic visualization we love so well, known as cleansing the inner body. And as you inhale and your palms rise, you imagine a glowing golden mist floating up, forming in the core of the earth, rising with the inhale through the soles of your feet, through the trillions of cells that make up your inner body to collect in your upper dantian, the mind's eye center. Once it gets there, that glowing golden mist forms a glowing golden cloud, and that glowing golden cloud forms a glowing golden rain that washes down those trillions of cells through the soles of your feet and back into the earth. So you use the power of this visualization, known in Qigong as cleansing the inner body. With every inhale, a glowing golden mist rises. With every exhale, a glowing golden rain falls, washing those trillions of cells back into the earth. You're breathing into and out from the earth. And the next time your hands rise, you can invite them to pause at heart height in the hugging stance we know and love so well, the ancient meditative stance known as stand like tree, as we take inventory of our alignment. So with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders and our heavy tail melt downward, and between them, they pull in each direction as the spine gently stretches with every breath. This is known as the string of pearls in the ancient Asian literature. We stand as if the hands hover, as if we're tenderly hugging a long-lost loved one, and our feet are parallel in a firm, rooted stance like a mighty oak on a mountaintop, as those three energy centers rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully selected, gathered, balanced, and stacked three smooth river rocks on life's river's edge. And with soft knees and soft belly, soft breath, and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the Qi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye. We choose our favorites. From the yoga neck roll through all those shoulder rolls and elbow rolls and arm rolls, from the stirring of the bowl through the great bear swings, we see it and feel it course through us. Then, when we're ready, with eyes closed, we invite our hands to slowly melt downward until the thumbs find their destination crossed over our belly button, and the folded fingers rest peacefully on what's lovingly known as the cauldron of the body, the lower dantian. And through this seat of Qi energy, through closed eyes and pursed lips as if blowing through a straw, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the body. As we do, we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond and grow brighter, and we draw that silken light upward. And then we begin to blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart, the two cauldron we were just breathing between. And we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. The embers respond, growing brighter with every extended exhale. As we blow on both, it fills that inner galaxy with bright, warm, silken, golden light to spill beyond us and bathe the space between us with light, warm, silken Qi energy. May your body be strong. May your heart be calm. If your eyes are closed, enjoy it a moment longer as you invite your hands to slowly melt to your side, only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We are ready. We step into the center of our little boat, and the hand on this side of your room or screen makes a fist, a gentle fist that floats before your heart. The opposite hand covers it. And together we take a deep breath in to straighten We slowly exhale and bow to one another in a gesture of mutual respect. When we inhale ourselves back upright in gratitude for the tradition. When we exhale, our hands melt down. When we inhale again, we inhale them up overhead till they're an inch apart, and then exhale slowly down the center line, centering the Qi where we begin and end. We do one more in deference to the Shaolin. Since we borrow so much from them, we inhale our palms together. We exhale only to that middle dantian as the Shaolin do. When we inhale, elbows rise, wrists straighten. When we exhale, hands melt down, just like the Shaolin. Now we can step out into our little boat. We can unlock our knees, and we can inhale those hands up an inch apart, and this time, our knees and hands melt in concert with our breath. So we float with every inhale. We melt with every exhale. We know this movement lovingly as syncing the Qi, where we begin and end, always checking our alignment. This is where we get to synchronize and decide how high we'll reach and how low we'll go while maintaining those three smooth river rocks as they rest peacefully on one another. Life's river's edge. Beautifully done. We'll go into a familiar routine today, one we've done for a long time and enjoyed. So the next time your hands rise, invite your eyes to follow them upward, then cross wrists with gentle fists. As you exhale down, calibrate how low you feel like going, and then do it again. Inhale up, crossing wrists, gentle fists, and exhale down. In the Qigong tradition, this is known as gathering the Qi. In the Tai Chi tradition, this is known as embracing yin and yang. And from this move, we'll move into our first single leg stance. So in a moment, we're going to shift weight over one foot, and we're going to raise those fists up to shoulder height. As we inhale, we'll pause, and then we'll exhale down and switch sides. And we know this one as the Shaolin bucket hold. So when you're ready on this next one, shift weight, rise up, hold the two fists, then exhale down, cross wrists, switch sides, inhale up, and exhale down. Beautifully done. Continue in this manner. As you do, focus on your transition. Make it as slow and as graceful as you can. Beautifully done. The Shaolin bucket hold. It's actually part of a much more elaborate warm-up routine. We've simplified it a little bit, just so we can work on our balance. Well done. Rise with the breath, pause, holding the two buckets of grain or water, then drop down as you switch and cross wrists from side to side. And on this next one, simply return to embracing yin and yang. Inhale and rise, cross wrists, exhale down. Well done. Now another classic we do a lot in Strong Qi Gong. The next time your hands rise, invite your Lao Gong points to wind up overhead about a foot apart, your hands a foot apart. And then as you exhale down, when you get to your bottom, flare wrists and elbows out as you inhale up. Then as you exhale down, flare wrists and elbows in. And if you'll notice, as we do this with our breath, our hands form two small circles in front of us. In the Qigong tradition, this is known as cleansing the lungs. And cleansing the lungs is something that we do with our visualization. You see, in the ancient Asian literature, metal is the element of the lungs. So we're following the breath upward. We're following it downward, and we're visualizing two silken cloths in our hands. And we're polishing the inside of two singing bowls, 2 Tibetan bowls. It's a nice visualization for cleansing the lungs in the Qigong tradition. Now, in a moment, when your hands drop down again, grasp a ball between those 2 Lao Gong points. Drop as low as you can, scoop upward, and exhale down your body and continue this looping movement. In the Tai Chi tradition, this is known as digging in the garden. Beautifully done. Digging in the garden is a classic. And we keep the Lao Gong points facing one another to keep the circuit between our Dai Shui point, between our shoulder blades, and our middle dantian, the heart center. Well done. Now the next time your hands drop, I want you to make 2 big, hungry tiger claws. And exhale down, grasp the earth. When you inhale, draw it to your heart. When you exhale again, exhale and grasp the sky. Then inhale to your heart again. And as you exhale, grasp the earth. As you inhale, draw to the heart. As you exhale, grasp the sky. Continue to breathe in this manner and make these big, hungry, aggressive tiger claws. This is one of the oldest Qigong and Tai Chi movements known to exist. This is the tiger, part of a series known as the 5 Animal Frolics. In Tai Chi and Qigong, the tradition literature tells us that man is the conduit between heaven and earth, and the tiger is one of the most appropriate representations of this. So you're drawing the earth towards your heart as you inhale, and you're drawing the earth and sky towards your heart as you inhale in the opposite direction. You're always exhaling your yang-hale and always inhaling towards your heart. Isn't it beautiful? Well done. Now, the next time your hands rise again, let your Lao Gong points grasp that ball and drop back in to digging in the garden. So you scoop out, inhale up, and exhale down. Well done. And as you loop up, you might notice that your arms wind up in that hugging pose. So we're going to tighten up that hugging pose. The next time our hands drop down, let's invite them to pause in our lap and tighten that loop towards the heart with our breath. So we inhale and loop towards the heart, exhale down. Continue looping in this manner. And we know this is draw back and push from the Tai Chi tradition. This will be a great way to land this plane. So you'll notice your hands roll through that hugging pose. In a moment, we're going to invite ourselves to pause there and take inventory of our alignment. So if you can do it with eyes closed, the next time your hands rise, pause at heart height. And stand like tree. So with long neck and light head floating upward, our heavy shoulders, our heavy tail melt downward. Between them, with every breath, the spine gently stretches in the string of pearls. Our hands hover as if we're tenderly hugging that long-lost loved one. Our feet are parallel in that firm, rooted stance like a mighty oak. With soft knees and soft belly, those 3 smooth river rocks rest peacefully on one another, as if we carefully gathered, balanced, stacked the 3 smoothest river rocks we could find on life's river's edge. With soft knees and soft belly, soft breath and soft gaze, or best of all, eyes closed, we feel the echoes of the Qi we stirred. We see the dance in our mind's eye of gathering the Qi in the Qigong tradition, the Shaolin bucket hold, cleansing our lungs, digging in the garden, and the drawback and push from the Tai Chi tradition. We see it and feel it in our mind's eye. We watch it course through us as our hands take the final journey downwards, slowly melting. The thumbs cross over our belly button. The folded fingers warm on the cauldron of the body as we resume blowing on the embers, the cauldron of the heart and the cauldron of the body. And we delight in the growing, glowing light as the embers respond. And as we do so, we draw the light upward with each deep ensuing inhale, and in gratitude, we blow on the embers of the cauldron of the mind's eye center. And we delight and we're grateful for the beautiful inward show, the visualization, the meditation, the concentration, and the imagination. We blow on the embers of all three cauldrons, filling the inner galaxy with the brightest light yet, spilling beyond the inner galaxy, bathing the space between us, spilling beyond the space between us, bathing the world around us, spilling beyond the world around us and bathing life itself. Light, warm, silken Qi energy. May your body be strong. May your heart be calm, and may your mind be sharp, and may your spirit be free. Yi Dao, Qi Dao, which means where the mind goes, the Qi follows. Where your intention goes, your energy flows. So choose wisely, choose carefully, and choose peacefully. If your eyes are closed still, enjoy it as your hands begin to melt to your side one final time. Only inviting your eyes to gently, slowly flutter open, just as a butterfly might leave a flower. Welcome back. We step back into the center of our little boat. Slowly and deliberately inhale our palms up an inch apart, just as promised. We slowly exhale down our center line, centering the Qi as promised at the beginning. So the hand on this side of your room or screen makes the fist. The hand on this side covers it, and together we take a deep breath in to straighten. We slowly exhale and bow. Please give yourself a round of applause for being the light you made in the world today. Thank you.